Alright, let's continue our face-off and take a closer look at the user interface on both of our contestants here, the myTouch 4G and HTC EVO 4G. And there's really not a lot of difference. They're both running Android 2.2 Froyo. They both have a form of HTC Sense UI. The EVO 4G has more of the original HTC Sense UI you're used to, and I'll try and show you some of the differences. But again, you're going to get 7 different panels that you can customize with widgets, application shortcuts, folders, bookmarks, and contact information. As you can see, the widgets are pretty much the same as well. A couple things that are different as far as customizing the phones. On the EVO 4G, you get what are called scenes, which allows you to change the scene on the phone. We'll change it just for grins. Yeah, let's save what I've got up there, and we'll just keep it at that. There we go. So now we're going to the work scene, and you can see we get a calendar and a couple clocks, email, stocks, calendar. So you can see we get a different look. On the myTouch 4G, you've got what are called modes, and under modes you've got work, standard, and kid zone. Let's change it. I haven't done that yet. Let's try standard. So it's similar to a theme. It's just called something different. It's called modes, but they also have, not scenes, themes, I mean, they also do have themes as well that you can change. And so we'll go to let's go to Safari. Alright, so now we've got our Safari theme. So you've got a couple different ways to approach it with modes and with themes, and on the EVO 4G you have what are called scenes. It's also a little more customization as far as the home screen and lock screen. You can have different wallpaper on the home screen and different wallpaper on the lock screen. Let's see, the other thing on the myTouch 4G, you have an option of either having 5 panels or 7, whereas on the EVO 4G you have just 7. There's also a power saver in the settings on, where is it, power saver, which you have on the myTouch 4G that you don't have on the EVO 4G. And then the other real big difference is text input. And let's take a look at text input. Where's messaging on here? Change the scene. I don't know where anything is anymore. There we go, messaging. On the myTouch 4G, you basically have 3 different text input methods. You have swipe, touch input, which is your typical Android keyboard, and then you have drag and dictation. And on the EVO 4G, you have your typical Android keyboard. And again, you still have speech to text, and you have speech to text on the Android keyboard as well on the myTouch 4G, and then also you've got drag and dictation, so you've got a couple different ways, plus you also have swipe. So there's a look at the user interface. Again, they're going to be very similar because they're both HTC phones. They both have HTC Sense, or a form of HTC Sense UI, and they're both running Android Froyo 2.2. Alright, what do you say we wrap this up and do our browser comparison? And again, I've got the cache and history cleared on both of them. They're both running off the same Wi-Fi network, and this time I'm going to say it correctly. I have both of the browsers, excuse me, I guess I'm not going to say it correctly. I have both of the displays turned up as bright as they will go. If you notice, I misspoke about that earlier in the video someplace else. Again, we'll start with Smartphone Envy. And where is it? Here it is. And again, they both have Adobe Flash 10.1, so they're both going to load Flash ads. And the myTouch 4G is done first, and there's the EVO 4G. And the myTouch 4G is just a little smoother when it starts. Let's see, go to the same story. Here we go. Oop. There you go. So And we can multi-touch, pinch to zoom. They both rewrap the text to fit the display, which is great. Alright, let's go over to, let's try GSM Arena. We'll load that. Bookmarks. Oop, didn't want to do that. Menu, bookmarks. Sorry about that. And the myTouch 4G is done. And here comes the EVO 4G. So it looks as if the myTouch 4G is a little quicker on loading web pages. Double tap to zoom in. It's a good story. Gingerbread's supposed to be announced or out on November 11th. Last I saw. Here we can multi-touch. Pinch to zoom. So actually go to the story. And there we go. And again, one of the advantages with the, oh, no scrolling on that page, one of the advantages on the EVO 4G is you've got a 4.3 inch display as opposed to 3.8 inches. And they say size counts. Let's try Engadget. EVO's out in front right now. And myTouch just finished and EVO was right behind it. And the scrolling is just a little bit smoother on the myTouch 4G. But anyway, there's a look at the web browser or the web browsing experience. I will have all of the photos taken with both of the handsets posted along with the written review. I hope that's been helpful. Again, I appreciate all you guys watching and subscribing and all your comments. So take care.